Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 145, Dildo Texture. In this week's episode, it's all business. JfG Ash buys more games.
Of course he does.
JfG Alex is rolling the wheel.
Spinning the dice.
There's a game out this week that piques my interest. And finally, caught me a JJ.
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 145. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing there?
Hey buddy, yeah, as always, feeling good on a Wednesday. Sparkling thoughts. I'm very tired right now.
Well, that's a good start. Yeah, tell us all about that.
I mean, I've just obviously got the kids to bed and I might have fallen asleep for like 20 minutes whilst doing it and it's totally fucked me up. Now I feel like I'm in like a little dream world. Once again, I have no idea what I'm doing, but that's just life in general.
Man, I totally understand that whole, like, some people can nap, I cannot nap.
If I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping, mate.
Exactly.
You don't poke the bear.
There'll be none of these micro sleeps because I don't want to get up again after that. I feel like...
especially so late in the day, you know, you're talking like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening. I could probably just go to bed right now.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy, you know, just leave me to it.
There you go.
I did think about, you know what, fuck the podcast. I could just sleep right now. But hey.
Oh, I did wonder.
Yeah, it was very close. But, you know, that's not our style. Never miss a fucking week, buddy.
Oh, God, no. Absolutely not.
Sorry, I'm just trying to fill this section out because I have fuck all to say this week.
Oh, well, you're not going to like my next question then, buddy.
What's that? Is it?
What have you been up to, B?
Oh, well, I've been back at work and the joys of work make me want to drink.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm doing right now.
What are you drinking this evening, buddy?
I've got some lovely Hop House 13, buddy.
Oh, I do like that.
I did get a new pint glass this weekend, courtesy of the pub.
That was nice of the pub.
I hadn't seen this one before. It's a new Doom Bar one. I was like, that's nice. Up the sleeve it went.
Bit cheeky.
New pint
like
glass
it.
for me. Happy.
So
times.
they do it in the north, innit, mate?
Stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what the north was built on.
Exactly. Yeah, it's fine. You know, I could have just...
well.
Yeah, it'd be fine. Don't worry about it.
I
work's rubbish. I love it. Like, working, just wasting your time away.
I find that working actually, like, directly prevents my gaming. I don't know if you've noticed that, but, like, literally, I find... it literally gets in the way to the point where when I'm working, I'm not playing games, and that is detrimental to
the gaming. Yeah, I mean, some people might be able to take like a handheld console, like a Switch, some would say, to work.
Oh yeah,
you know, maybe play it on their lunch hour, but you know, I can't do that because I work in a fucking prison.
Yeah,
and I don't think they'd like it if I take it in there. I could try.
It could be anything, mate. You could be smuggling.
I mean, at least it's
daggers.
not drugs or guns or daggers.
That's true.
Daggers,
it's just Mario.
Daggers? Yeah, just Mario.
Daggers.
What's wrong with a bit of Mario? You know,
innit?
Mario never hurt anyone.
People wouldn't commit crimes if there was more Mario to go around.
Exactly.
That's a really carefully constructed opinion from me there. Yeah, you're welcome, everyone.
Fuck it. I won the game of buying games again, buddy, this week.
Oh shit, what is it this time, B?
I'm cleaning up so far, like this year. I mean, technically the Switch was last year, so it was a strong finish. But yeah, I bought... It's on the Humble Bundle monthly subscription. I think it's like $12 for a month, and you can cancel it. Like, you still get the games. And that's Civilization 6, buddy, on the PC, on Steam, yeah. So I've loaded it up. It runs bonus points for me
Excellent news,
and I did the old graphics settings to test it out, and it definitely runs at a resolution of 1080p. Nice. I can't go higher than that at the moment because of my monitor. And I'm looking forward to playing that. It's going to be a slow burn, that game. It's one that I'm going to acquire many hours in time, I believe. I think I racked up like 75, 80 hours on Civ 5 in the end.
That game was Moorish, man.
It was very Moorish. No, I'm worried about this game because, it hasn't had the bestest of reviews. But hey, for like £8-9 with a couple of DLCs chucked in as well, I can, I'll see how it goes.
That's a good price, buddy. Solid.
Yeah. Finally, mate. I want to play more Wild Pants and also The Division, which I've installed this week, and also installed on your console this week. You
did do that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I've played that game.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about that in a bit, I guess. But yeah,
we will. Yeah, we've got like a whole section specifically for that.
For what games we've played, yeah. So I mean, it'd be rude to put it in this section. So yeah, buddy. Apart from that, obviously pounding booze, playing Destiny 2. That's my life. I'm back on that train. Yes, mate. Cool. Yeah. And so, I mean, I didn't ask what you're drinking this evening. So what you on, mate? I can see there's a bottle in your hand.
Well, sir, I was privy to a secret deal, secret dealings out of the hop houses of Aberdeen. The mighty Funk, who's of course a very important person and a Brewdog shareholder.
He is a shareholder of the Brewdogs.
He clocked a warehouse deal and floated it in the old soup kitchen, and I was like, I will have that. I will. So,
I will enjoy your deals, sir.
Givens. Dude turned out today with a big old box. He was like, this is really heavy, so you can burn some calories before you drink it.
Nice.
I was like cheers, buddy. Yeah. You're just like a FedEx driver and you can fuck off. But
yeah.
I didn't say that. He was nice enough. But so I'm drinking the old Brewdog Santa Paws, buddy. It's a Christmas Scotch ale.
Scotch ale?
It's a Scotch ale. It's very
like a
malty.
Scotch egg.
It tastes like biscuits
covered in breadcrumbs.
There's definitely a crummy sort of thing going on.
There's some crumminess to it. No,
it's not crummy.
Not in a bad way.
Crumby with a B.
Okay.
This is very much, it's very much a cheeky Scotch ale, buddy, and as such, it's a little bit biscuity in a sort of malty kind of smooth way.
I ate far too many biscuits over Christmas.
It can happen. It really can. They took all those biscuits and they put them in this beer. I'd imagine that's how it works.
Nice. Cookies and all.
So, got 24 of these puppies to work my way through, buddy.
That shouldn't last long.
I'm 3 in and I'm having a party. It's just the way it is. What can you say?
Not much more about that, buddy, because that just sounds too much fun.
So, I haven't been doing very much either because obviously it's January and fuck everything. But
yeah, true.
I got all my decor down and I was quite pleased because you go back to work and you're like, I'm not feeling especially Christmas
I don't
anymore.
feel jolly right now.
No, I'm not feeling jolly.
No.
I don't expect to feel jolly for at least 11 months. And therefore, that tree's got to go, buddy.
Yeah. Hack it down.
So, I felt cleansed.
Nice.
Of the decorations, got the paper chains down and destroyed them.
I was going to say, so you didn't keep them for next year.
There was no fucking way that was happening. So no, fuck that. Boo, humbug Christmas until next time round.
Nice.
It was good to get rid of it. Other than that, I went to Sheffield Park. It is a park, buddy.
Is it in Sheffield?
It's not in Sheffield, no.
Lies!
So sort of 50-50 there, swings and roundabouts.
You just don't know what you're going to get at Sheffield Park.
We were like, we need to go and just walk for a while because it's been a heavy fucking few weeks.
Yeah, we went out for a walk actually, like New Year's Day, I think it was, like down by like the Trent and up and down the river. Yeah, it made me feel good for about an hour, and then
that's all you need. But you just sweet relief of what have I done to my body, and maybe this will help a little bit. So we did a bit of that,
nice.
And then inevitably followed that up with an awesome roast dinner, buddy.
So that makes you feel even better,
and negates the walking completely.
Yeah, totally. I love
country living, mate.
That's what you do.
That's what it's all about
in the country.
Other than that, I've just been doing lots of cooking.
Nice.
Been doing
cooking.
Just cooking nice Italian food,
drinking,
and working from home, which is a soulless existence where you rarely see the sun.
I mean, join me in the prison, mate. That's soul destroying, and I don't think I see the sun at all.
No, you just get a little snippet as you drive to and from.
Oh no, it's dark at the moment, mate. No, pitch black.
Of course,
it's just dark all day, and then I go in my room where there's little to no light, like outside light, natural light. You know, I feel it's like some kind of mole or vole.
Yeah, little mole man.
Mole man. And
we're all little mole men at the moment. I look out my window longingly from my laptop screen for the 4 hours of daylight we get each day. And
mate, I yearn to look out a window.
I didn't realise how lucky I was. But there we go, buddy. I'm all done because obviously we've done shit all. And I suspect, therefore, it's probably a good time to go and talk about what we've been playing.
Gibbons, buddy. Padding.
Games.
Games.
Have you been playing some games? And if so, spill the beans.
Yeah. Nothing new, obviously. But yes, I've been playing Mario Odyssey, obviously, still. It's a really, really good, fun game. I like it because it's fun and it's a game. And that's a really stupid thing to say, but like looking at it and playing it, it just reminds me of like I haven't got to fucking worry about like inventory space. I haven't got to worry about like what kind of weapons I'm running. It's just Mario and his hat, mate. Just fucking go around, mess about, have some fun, clear that level, collect some moons, get in my spaceship, off I go again next one. Maybe defeat a boss while I'm there. It's no stress, mate.
It does put those bullshit games and loot box games and stuff into perspective a little bit, doesn't it?
I'm just loving it. I just pick it up, play it for like half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe longer. Like I did a full like 3-hour session on it the other day. I was like, I'm loving this. It's just mooching about, mate.
Sounds really nice.
It's so refreshing. Like having that 3D kind of platformer, but obviously like the best 3D platformer, you know, to play. And yeah, it's just nice.
I think it's going to be that year, you know, like I think we're going to be buying a little bit differently this year. After the many years of PS4, it's like all the shitty practices and stuff, it's kind of got worse and worse. And
I know.
It's really like turned our stomachs, some of the stuff that's been coming in recently. I really genuinely think that 2018 is going to be a year where we've literally just tell whole publishers to fuck off in terms of like purchasing and stuff.
I'm fine with that, buddy.
Wholesale changes, ringing the changes this year, buddy.
Ringing them in.
But yeah, Mario's such a
it's such a
brilliant
good game,
example.
It seriously is. I didn't know how much I missed it until plowing so many hours into it and just enjoying every minute of it. It's just, yeah, it's that breath of fresh air that I've wanted in games at the moment. Just to like completely take me away from like, not like fucking serious gaming, not like I'm like hardcoring it kind of thing, like competitive stuff. Even though, fuck me, had a whale of a time in the Crucible this week on Destiny 2. Fucking undefeated. I think it was like 6 games in a row. We absolutely fucking bossed it, mate.
Billy Big Balls.
It was awesome. It was like, we were like, it was me, John, and Evis. Like, they're the two guys that I always do, like, the strikes and, like, all the fucking... I do everything with those guys. They're ace. And so there's us three, and, like, every time we get, like, a new numpty... And we just absolutely blitzed it, like proper like team chatting, covering, over the top shooting. It was amazing. Really enjoyed it there. Destiny 2, still a great game. even though they're a bunch of cunts. But hey, hopefully we'll be finding out some news tomorrow, Thursday, because obviously today is Wednesday. News has probably already come out from Bungie, and they're a bunch of cunts.
That'd be enlightening, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, their community manager. Well, yeah, their community manager's come back after having a kid or something, I think, this week as well, and he's obviously there was some quite funny memes and stuff going on the Reddit, like the whole thing of glad you're back. While you're away, the house burnt down, kind of thing, which was quite funny. So yeah, I don't know. Something good might come out of it, but I doubt it because I've got.
Well, we might have some news there next week then.
Well, I've got a bit of news later on as well to chuck in.
Oh, sweet. That. Okay.
And finally, buddy, Stardew Valley on the Nintendo Switch. This game, I don't know what's going on. There's wizards in it, buddy. I didn't expect wizards.
Oh shit! I thought it was just like farming sim top down or something.
No, there's a wizard in a tower. I went and saw him. There's like little creatures that I can see that no one else can see. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting into this now. I feel like this is a dangerous, slippery slope where I'm gonna end up putting a lot of hours into this.
Because this game was going to have co-op, wasn't it?
Yes, it's meant to have some sort of co-op patch coming to it at some point. Yes,
because it's out on all the platforms now.
Yeah, it's out on everything now. Yeah, I believe. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's not really holding my hand because obviously I thought, right, get farming. So obviously I got my farming going. I started making a little bit of income because what you do, obviously, you tend to farm after so many days and night cycles, crops grow or whatever, and then you put them in your box and you earn some money. But then obviously you can go out into town, meet the people around town. I've already got my eye on some sort of lady that I'm gonna bone.
You're gonna bang that?
I'm gonna bang that. That's my goal. Goal number 1. Bang that one.
Yep. Quest 1.
Yeah. And there's like a little notice board and you can get quests for people. Like people will be like, I need a turnip. It's like, yeah, sweet, yeah, have a turnip, give me some money. But then going to meet everyone and stuff like that. And there's this understory of like a big supermarket's moving into town, and it's gonna like push out like the local store and things like that. I'm like, oh cool, there's actually fuckloads to this game that I didn't expect to be there. And like I know there was such big hype about it like this time last year when it came out, and yeah, I didn't know why, and now I do, and I'm very intrigued. It's exciting. I love it.
Nice, buddy. And as you said before, the perfect game for the Switch, really.
Yeah, it really is. It's one of them games, once again, I can pick up for half an hour, do a little bit, put it down, or I can chuck 3 hours into it while sitting there, 1 or 2. It's totally up to me. It feels very casual. I like it. It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful, buddy.
So apart from that, I played a couple of other games, but you've played them as well, and we'll talk about them at the end. So I will hand the reins over to you, buddy, and ask you the question, what have you been playing this week?
Well, wellity. Firstly, I've been playing PES, obviously, but I've been hammering away on my club to try and build this team.
Have you bought any loot boxes on that yet?
I certainly haven't, nor will I, but the Funk and I have been playing. We've probably played 260-odd games now in the co-op mode. It's a lot.
Is there a way of finding out how many hours you've chucked into PES? Because I think you would have done a lot.
No, there isn't really, because it doesn't say in any of the menus, I don't think. Or it's a lot. It's certainly a lot. I mean, just in that mode, that's probably 50 hours. But in terms of the other stuff I've played as well, I mean, to be honest, I've only really played Master League other than that, but I've probably put in as many hours into that. So, yeah, I always get my money's worth on PES. It's why I never want to wait. Like, I understand financially it often makes sense, but I'm not going to fucking not get my money's worth on PES. And if I spend an extra like 15 quid on launch day doing so, then fine. And also worth noting, the pre-order perks on this one are like 85,000 of the GP points for my club. So if I am going to be playing this mode, then actually
your quid's in, mate.
Yeah, not quids in, because obviously, like, fuck that. But I know, yeah, exactly. Like, it meant that I was able to build a really strong team.
This is the thing. Like,
we're now playing with that team. So
I know the whole pre-ordering of games is bad and things like that, but, with Destiny, I knew I was going to play 200 plus hours of this game. So I was like, I'm fine. I'm happy with that.
There was no danger there, and there certainly wasn't with PES either.
Exactly. These are games that we both know that we will just play and play and play.
Yeah, it's the closest you can get to a sure thing. So yeah, we've been building a team, and the Funk's kind of been building his team as well. And a friend of the podcast, Pete, as well, has started building his team, because it takes the it takes like equal number of players from each person who's playing teams and forms one mega team. It's a strange way of doing things, but obviously what it means is if you've got someone who never plays and they've got a terrible team full of shite players, you'll have to suffer like 3 or 4 of them. But it seems to be doing a decent job of bringing in like the best of the shitter players. And kind of balancing it with the worst of the better teams. So we ended up with a side of players who were all over sort of 78, 80, something like that.
Nice.
And it just seems to work better. In my club mode, the game just seems fairer because you're playing this mode, you're coming up against teams that are in this mode as well. You don't feel like the game's fucking you quite so often. So I think that's where we'll end up with it. And we're really enjoying it. It's good fun.
Nice. Sounds good, buddy.
Yeah, like a bit of that. The Witcher as well, of course. I've been playing The Witcher. Although, winding down now, buddy, because I'm kind of running out of content. I've never been one to trawl through all the maps just like looking for treasure chests or whatever. In terms of quests, I've done most of them now, I would say. I've sort of got a few more just sort of kind of, they're not treasure hunting quests, they're like searching for special diagrams and stuff that you then take to people and get more quests from. I've got a few more of those to do in Blood and Wine before I finish off the story in that. But I do think when I play that final mission of Blood and Wine, that's probably it for me on The Witcher.
Well, I feel like you might have got your money's worth out of that game.
I think so, buddy. Yeah. I mean, it's got New Game Plus, and I was kind of intrigued by that because you keep all your levels and all your powers as well. But I've never really been one to just go around again on a story. So I don't think I will. And yeah, I mean, we've clocked up 125 hours, something like that. It'll be 135 before I finally put it down. And greatest RPG I've ever played and one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
So absolutely fantastic. That thing's dirt cheap in the sale.
I know, right? It's in there again, isn't it? And I'm just like, I was looking at it. It's like for around about 30, 35 quid, you could pick up The Witcher 3 and also Horizon. I mean, you're set for a long time there. Yeah,
that's a good 200 hours of gameplay right there. It's a good deal. So enjoying that. Also been playing the new Gran Turismo Sport career mode with the missus. She was a massive GT fan in the PS2 days. So she had, I think, Gran Turismo 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And really liked playing through all the career, like the Mazda MX-5 Cup racing and Clio Cups and everything that they used to have on there.
Yeah.
And this new career on GT Sport is basically just that. It's just a series of cups with races, a little bit of structure to the sort of training stuff that it had before, fleshes it out nicely, and it's just really fun. It's a really enjoyable game to play. I wouldn't necessarily want to take it online with you guys because I just think Project Cars is a far superior racing game.
Yeah.
But for a bit of single player arcade fun, you can't really beat GT Sport. It's cheeky.
Yeah, No, I think the fact that they've added this thing is absolutely fantastic. I just can't find myself getting into it. I don't know why. Like,
well, you don't play any racing games on your own ever, so
exactly.
And
also, it's like if there is a racing game that I'm going to play, it's going to be Project Cars. I think just because I want to get better at that one.
Yeah, the racing in that is fantastic, but the career leaves a little to be desired, and I'd say this is probably more fun if you're playing on your own.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, single player, like, out of, like, the 3 racing games that we've got, we've got loads more, like, Trackmania and shit like that, but you don't really count them.
Yeah.
So, like, between, like, F1, Project Cars 2, and GT Sport, which one do you think is the more enjoyable to play single player through, like, a series of, like, you know, like, you feel like you're achieving something or something like that?
Yeah, I think even if you're, like, the most hardened racer, you've only got a certain amount of time. And I think for that reason, F1's a bit of a struggle, because to play that career mode properly, you really need to do lengthy races, probably proper. At least qualifying sessions, and probably practice sessions as well, because the whole thing is centered around doing these research and development trials in the practice mode to basically level up your car throughout the season. And if you don't do those, then you can't even be competitive unless you turn the difficulty down to a level where it's just going to ruin it for you anyway. So that's too much of a time investment for me. Project Cars 2 is much better this time around, but at the end of the day, it does just feel like a calendar, like a flow chart, rather than an actual thing. I think, therefore, GT's probably your best bet, but none of them scratch that itch that stuff like Toka Race Car Driver used to, where you had like a proper campaign and cutscenes and you got kind of invested. They had excellent acting in those old games. This new GT Sport mode is literally a selection of races donned up in a nice menu. Like, there's nothing else really going on there. I think that the Gran Turismo the test stuff and the practice stuff that you get medals for, I think that's the thing I've enjoyed the most. Solo racing so far,
because obviously that's given you like 3 tiers of things to try and
just to aim for.
Yeah, exactly. It's giving you I'd compare it to trials.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, as well as having all of these different little exercises and trials to do, it's also got medals for all of the tracks, and not just a lap of the track, but each sector of the track.
Oh, okay, that's cool. It splits it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can practice the sector 3 of Barcelona, for example, and there's a silver, gold, bronze, like whatever for that. It's also done that with the Nürburgring. I've found myself actually kind of starting to learn the Nordschleife.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's literally like 15 medals to go for, like all the different segments.
Try and get them all gold. That'd be fucking,
if you do get them all gold, then in theory, you know how to drive that thing.
What's it like, 2/3, 3/4 around the old... the banked left-hander. That's that corner is probably one of my favourites in, obviously, racing, if it goes well.
Yeah, absolutely.
if it doesn't, you're like flying up on the side if you catch it wrong or something.
It can be real bad, especially if you span the car.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I mean, even that, like, it seems silly to say, because you fire that up on Project Cars 2 and it is better than on Gran Turismo Sport, but just there's something
is it
a little
better
bit more...
than Project Gotham Racing 3 or 4, whatever one it was on?
Probably not. That was the Mac day.
Countless hours of fun there.
Yeah, it's cool anyway. I like it. There's lots of content. It's fun to play. It's less serious and therefore a little bit less stressful if you're someone like me who really wants to nail it. So cool. It's been cool.
Nice, buddy.
Last one for me, buddy, and very brief because I've only played it for a very small amount of time. I played Fallout 4 this week.
I'm just shaking my head, mate, right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
What were you thinking?
I don't know what I was thinking.
Why have you even got this installed?
I've got everything installed.
I had to delete stuff the other day to install The Division again. What did I delete now? I just deleted Dishonored 2, and I was like, I can't really delete that, but I did.
I'm pretty diligent on deleting, like, as I go. Like, I haven't got any any bollocks installed, like no free-to-play shit,
got
no
loads
like
of guff, mate.
single-player games that I've completed. Like all the Tomb Raiders and Uncharted's are gone.
Yeah, I got all them installed still.
Yeah, so that's probably it. But there was still
I guess that's actually a clever way of doing it. Sorry, like if you have completed a single-player game, then like dash it off, because like 9 times out of 10. Maybe like 99 times out of 100, even that, like, you're not going to go back and play that game, are you?
No, I mean, once I've put The Witcher down, then I'm never going to go back and play it.
That's the thing,
and I mean, I did have to re-download Uncharted.
Yeah.
But even then, like, unless you've got bandwidth restrictions, who gives a fuck?
You know? Set it off overnight and you're good.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
So yeah, I played this game for about half an hour. Some things that I noted.
And took a picture
better. Yeah, it looks better than I remember.
Okay.
And I think they must have done some optimizing, because I don't remember it running as nicely as it is at the moment. The shooting's horrible. The way the acting is, it's like to come out of The Witcher and go into Fallout.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like, the whole
fuck.
CD Projekt Red, Bethesda debate and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and usually, obviously, it's Skyrim, but Fallout,
same thing.
Fallout is Skyrim.
Skyrim
it's just
with guns.
Yeah, it's a different world. I just, honestly, I had no love for it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I've started and restarted that game 3 times already, like back in the past, and I couldn't bring myself to go through that again.
No, go through that whole vault sequence at the beginning, and it's just like, nah.
The decision that they made to voice the protagonist was so alarming and I don't know why. I think it's just because like the acting's very wooden and the script isn't that special. It's just a bit weird. But yeah, really, I was just like, I looked in my quests and I'll go and investigate this tunnel, and then I started like heading there, and I was just walking through the world, and I was just like, there's nothing here for me. There's nothing going on.
Why can't I whistle for my horse?
Exactly. No, I took on some dudes, and I was like, oh yeah, this is like that system, cool.
That.
But it's just Fallout 3, and I played the shit out of that.
Yeah, I played way too much, and then also I played a lot of New Vegas as well.
Yeah, it's not really doing anything new.
Do you think like if they did bring out like a new Elder Scrolls, that maybe that would be the same thing? Because I played a lot of Oblivion, as in like got all the G's on the 360, and also on the Shivering Isles on that, and then also I've bought Skyrim like 3 or is it 4 times now? I can't remember. And I don't know, possibly, maybe if they brought a new one out, I'd just be like, this is fucking bollocks to this.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, looking back at Skyrim, the combat was wank on that game.
Yeah, it's terrible. Apart from the
like,
sneaking
really
around with a fucking bow and arrow, mate. That's the way to do that game.
Yeah, and I must say, if I could have one thing, although it would change things too substantially, I would have liked to have been able to sneak in The Witcher, if I'm honest. The fact that
we love a bit of Crabtown, mate.
It's true. You get within sort of proximity, like if every time you get within 30 feet of an enemy, even if they're facing the other way, they're like, "I'll fucking cut you, you cunt!"
You bastard.
Honestly, just let me at least creep up. Like, even if I can't hide in bushes, just line of sight would be nice.
You know, stab him in the back.
Yeah, just something like that. But
I do love a good stealth attack, though.
Yeah, it's true. Fallout is in no way engaging to me whatsoever, and I would worry that the same thing may well happen with a new Elder Scrolls.
Oh, yeah, I'm also thinking about that, to be honest.
But before we were even thinking about being worried about the story in that game, I think probably we'd be worried about the tech first and foremost, because the first 3 minutes after loading up Fallout 4, I was in a little cutscene, and then we dispersed. The geezer went to go sit at the table, just sat in the air, no chair or anything, just sat down in the air. And I was like, legs. Yeah. Bethesda games.
I like to just give the impression I'm sitting down, but I'm actually just tensing really hard.
Mate, when I played 120 hours of The Witcher, it's very, very difficult to go to one of these Bethesda games and say, oh, it's such a massive world, they couldn't possibly iron out all the bugs.
Nah, bollocks.
It's like, well, I didn't see any in CD Projekt Red's game, and that was their first ever open world game. So, is this excuse really valid? I think perhaps not, buddy.
Yeah, it's strange. Just thinking about open worlds. For some reason, I just remembered Wildlands and that picture that you took of the scenery in and it was just fucking 8-bit, or it just
it's like Desert Strike on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, seriously, the worst texture I've ever seen. I was just that shouldn't happen in this day and age.
Especially with all of the money they're raking in with their loot boxes. Buddy.
Yeah, well, yeah. But then you think of games like The Witcher and Horizon, where I don't really remember seeing that much of it. Obviously, granted, I haven't played a lot of The Witcher, but you have. You can vouch for that. And I don't know, why do some of these games companies make this guff? I don't get it.
It's a strange one. I mean, a lot of it comes down to the engine, I think. I mean, when Guerrilla made Horizon, they were already thinking about making Horizon when they made Shadowfall.
Yes.
And they actually rather than basing Horizon on the Shadowfall engine, that was always for Horizon, that engine, and they based Shadowfall on it almost as a test, a tech test,
which is crazy to think about it.
It's mental, isn't it? But
that game was one of the standout looking launch titles for the PS4 that I was just
fucking did, yeah,
awesome.
And then you look at The Witcher; they've created an engine for that game. And you look at Fallout, you look at Skyrim, these were upgrades of Oblivion, upgrades of Fallout 3. It's
look at Telltale.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe as expensive as it is, maybe starting from scratch is the key here. And
I think this is going to be one of my news favourite things of the week, but The Witcher 3 actually outsold quite a few AAA titles in 2017, a game that's 2 years old.
That's nice to hear.
I know. How cool is that?
That's very cool. I'm so excited for details of Cyberpunk. I hope we see some of that game this year.
Indeed, buddy. Fuck it. I'm just going to say it now. Another thing that I'm saving for later. The Cyberpunk 2077. Oh, was it? Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, I nailed it. After 4 or 5 years absence of saying nothing, the Twitter of them came out with the word beep today.
There you go.
So it's alive, I guess.
It's alive and well.
So yeah, exciting times. I don't know what that fucking means. It could be obviously people were means it's coming out this year, that kind of thing. I'll be yeah, cool.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, and I'm very sorry if I'm retelling this.
Please do.
One of the most amazing things that I heard, this is incredibly cool if you've played The Witcher. It's not a spoiler.
Don't ruin it.
During The Witcher, you're hunting for Ciri. And at some point during the game...
The apple voice lady.
No. White-haired bird with magical powers rather than the digitized voice of Apple.
Shame.
She's having a chat. And she's talking about... Because she can travel through dimensions, Ciri. And
obviously.
That's... obviously, yeah.
Like Osiris.
So they're having a chat, and she the Wild Hunt is after Ciri in The Witcher. That's kind of the whole thing. And she says, we travel to all these different dimensions. At one point, we actually managed to make it to this strange futuristic place. Ooh. And we managed to avoid the Wild Hunt for a good 6 months, but then they finally found us.
Does and that then mean the Wild Hunt's going to be
the reply is tell me about this crazy place. And she says, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And they're like, no, tell me. And Ciri says, I was in this incredible metropolis, and everyone had metal pieces in their heads, and everyone had flying ships. And she's talking about Cyberpunk in
really
The Witcher 3.
I love it when games companies do that. Was it Ubisoft did that with Watch Dogs 2? I can't remember. introducing some other game in there that I think it was a cancelled game that they put in there or something like that. I think stuff like that is just really, really awesome. Like super.
It's very cool because Cyberpunk, all of the concept art, people have sort of metal implants in their heads, and it's all sort of Blade Runner-esque ships and stuff. But it started speculation that Ciri could actually be in Cyberpunk 2077, which is a really weird concept because it's this medieval RPG, but very cool Easter egg, I thought.
Nice.
I need to stop talking. I've been going on for ages. I'm sorry.
So it's good, but it's because I just keep asking you loads of questions. I was on, as always, I was on Reddit. It's like, I love Reddit now. I don't know why. And a little message came up. It was about the... I'm just trying to find it now. It was about the Witcher. I think it was like Blood and Wine or something. And I'm just trying to see if I can find it now. Yeah, here it is. God damn it, Leroy. Witcher 3, Blood and Wine DLC. It's just an image. Let me just send it to... Let me see if I can copy this. And then you can see it. It's... I guess it's a quest. I don't know what it is, but you probably will. Yeah, if you go to that link there, buddy, you can check it out. It's just a piece of text saying Leroy's dead. The knight known as Sir Leroy has died during a one-man raid against the monsters, carried out on his own volition and against everyone else's better judgment. He left no family or relations of any sort. He wanted to be a hero. May he rest in peace. I was just like, what? So it's a shout out to Leroy Jenkins in The Witcher. I was like, well, good.
There's a lot of stuff like that in there. There's a guy who you walk past in I can't remember where it is now, but yeah, it's just some soldier. He's like, I used to go on expeditions like you do, but and then he says something along the lines of, I used to go on expeditions like you do, but then I got injured in the lower half of my leg when in a battle. It's just like total send up of Skyrim. There's all sorts of stuff in there.
That's awesome, man. I fucking need to play The Witcher. Jesus,
it's the best game ever made, actually. So
maybe this year. There you
go. See. Yeah, anyway, maybe. Took me long enough.
I love how Witcher was like, about 2-3 games ago, and we've just back around to it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't avoid it. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So, yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah. So let's talk about what we've both played.
Yes. Do you want to start with Wild Pants, I guess?
Yes.
It's Ghost Week on Wildlands Ghost Wars. We've been playing some more of that, and oh my god, I had such a good time on Sunday night. We only played like 3 or 4 games, but my heart was racing. It was just super intense. I've definitely found my calling as the tech guy. I've unlocked an assault rifle for him now instead of an SMG, so I'm looking forward to using that bad boy. And yeah, it's such... I mean, we gave it our multiplayer game of the year for 2017, and it really didn't, hold back when we played it. Situations where it's like a 2-on-1, and it's just so tense. The only thing that I could think that would get me like my heart racing and stuff like this is like Pugba and stuff like that, and like Battlegrounds, where it's like we spent like, I don't know, like, I mean, they're quick matches, like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, or like hunting down this team or something. And then it comes down to like that final crunch time where it's like, right, we don't know where he is. We've got to like just kill him, obviously, before he knocks us out, kind of thing. And my heart was literally racing. I was just like, this is awesome. Like, I don't really get this in any other games at the moment. It's so cool.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about it is, it's just it's got a feeling to it unlike anything else. I think Vegas had an element of it back in the day. But this, I think even more so. It's so important to work as a team. There's just so many situations. And I think the thing that really gives it that team element and the camaraderie is when 2 of you are down and you're watching your like friends trying to sort of rescue the situation. Like, it's so engaging. You're like desperate to help them, and I don't know, it's such an interesting game from a psychological point of view as well, because of the different tactics that people employ, the way that people play this game. It's unlike anything else I think I've ever seen. It's got so many great elements to it. It feels very balanced now as well, the characters. I don't think there's any one character that's like feels super overpowered at this point. And it was really fun. It was even all the more tense because there were some issues with the casual play, so we could only play ranked matches.
That's true, yeah.
It actually added to it for me, to be honest. I thought it was even more.
And I can't wait to play some more, you know.
It's just exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really fantastic, this game. Like, not the actual game, but the Ghost War element is.
But yeah, if you can get excellent. Like a team of 4 together and get in there, it's really, really cool. Definitely a good co-op experience.
You can pick it up pretty cheap now, and you don't need any deluxe bullshit.
No, yeah, to play the online
standard version.
It's just the standard, isn't it? Yeah, which is really good.
Yeah. So the other one, buddy, also from Ubisoft.
Yeah.
The Division.
Yeah, so I've been having a hankering for more co-op. Me and the guys playing Destiny, we're like, yeah, Destiny's great. It's a fantastic game. We love it. But, you know, we kind of want something else. We want something not new, but some other co-op elements to, just to get stuck into, to see if we can, try something else while there's, because we've leveled all our guys up now pretty much to the max elite level. We're probably going to hit the raid lair in the next month or so, and then, you know, I can't be bothered with all the stuff like that, Iron Banner, the faction rallies, because there's just nothing there at the moment. It's just a continuous grind for tokens to get underpowered weapons, and what's the point of getting them weapons, because you can't store them in your vault because there's not enough vault space, and also they're not as good as the weapons you've already got, so it's just pointless anyway. So yeah, that's why the Division, I've said I've got it downloaded, set you to download and everything. So yeah, we've got that, and I've suggested maybe, buddy, if you fancy me, you, and old John Boy and Evis, we might have to give it a four-way burn, maybe a couple of evenings. It is 4-player, isn't it? That
I think you can do. I don't remember what it is. I know the PvP is 4-player.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual co-op is.
Yeah, I can't. That's the thing. I can't remember.
I played this game this week, and I played the PvP, and it is dreadful.
Yeah, no, we always knew that about the old.
It is so bad.
Yeah,
I played it for a good hour or so because I wanted to be thorough. This is the new skirmish mode that they've added. You can matchmake by going into the basement of the base of operations.
Okay.
And it's got various different game modes down there, all of which are gated behind DLC apart from the 4v4 skirmish. Yeah. I'm interested to know what algorithm it's using for matchmaking because I was paired on a team with 3 players, buddy. I was obviously a level 1 in this skirmish mode.
Obviously.
I was paired with another level 1, a level 5, and a level 6. And we took on similarly ranked team, buddy. A team of a 48, a 60,
nice,
a 42,
nice,
and a 90.
That makes sense.
We didn't do that well. Obviously. In that round.
Yeah.
And all 4 of them had little flamethrower turrets that they could mount on the floor that it seemed impossible to destroy.
Cool.
But the thing that was really galling about it, and obviously this has probably got a fair old bit to do with Wild Pants, is it's literally 45 rounds into someone to kill them. Like, they haven't adjusted this game in any way for deathmatch gaming. So I'm literally, and by the way, the movement is vastly improved in Wild Pants, it turns out, because the Division controls like arseholes. And I got stuck on a a plastic bag for some time as I was running through the streets, because you can't jump over stuff unless it's been programmed that you can, like cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just got stuck. But I was literally just chasing this dude. Like Benny Hill should have been playing in the background for a solid 30 seconds as I'm just chasing him, just emptying bullet after bullet into the back of him until eventually his fucking flame thing charged up, and then he just turned around and just like sparked me out instantly. It was a horrifying, awful experience, and I'll never play it again. That's not to say that I won't play the actual co-op mission stuff again. Yeah. I did stop just short of deleting the thing again, the whole game.
We always found, what was it, the dark zone or the dead zone or whatever it is.
Yeah, that was bad.
It was just always a bad time, like just trolls just waiting just to kill you, and I was just like, no, that's not cool. That's not fun.
I just thought they might have learned something though from Ghost War, you know, like
possibly.
I know it's a different game, just running in the same engine, but
that's the thing. It isn't a like. I feel like if they did have like a kind of realistic multiplayer compared to the arcadiness of like the co-op PvE, then that I don't feel like that would fit very well.
No, and I think you're right, but I just think like it almost felt sort of MOBA-ish because the sort of damage that you could take, it was just borderline hilarious.
So I'm guessing you could probably just pop down medipacks as well in that situation.
Oh, it's got it's got all the perks and things. Yeah, it's got all the stuff.
That's a shame. I'd like. I think the thing that I'd like to do is the PvE, like the survival waves and things like that, and maybe have a go at like going through some of the campaign again or something like that. I don't know, to see how it plays out, because like visually it's a very nice game. Like I loaded it up on the Pro and I was just like, I was actually like, wow, this looks really, really good. Like,
it is pretty nice.
Surprisingly good from what I remember. I don't know, they've probably patched it to make it look better, I'm guessing, for the Pro, but yeah, and it ran really well compared to what I remember. I remember it like being quite choppy in places and just pretty ball bag like.
Yeah, it definitely runs better, and there's loads of new content in there. It did go to great lengths to explain all of its loot crates and microtransactions and stuff,
obviously.
But
try and get back
that's part of the course. They've already got my money, so I can't rebel against them.
Yeah, obviously. But,
so if I play their game, I'm just costing them money to keep their servers going.
That's right, buddy. Yeah, just leave it running all day.
Exactly.
So, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Well, I think we need to give it a bit of a bash as like a 2/4. Who knows? See what happens.
Sounds like a plan.
Gibbons, buddy.
Good stuff. Well, there you go. Bumper
edition
playing
again,
section. To be fair, it's been pretty slim pickings for a little while now because we both sort of settled down for the winter to our respective games. So it's been quite nice to have a bit of a diverse chat about stuff this week.
Gibbons.
All right, let's move on then. And now it's time for the news. Number one. Not content with basically creating Overwatch and inserting loot crates of Battlefront 2 into their game, Hi-Rez's free-to-play game Paladins is getting a new mode, buddy. I don't know if you've heard about this.
Oh, I've heard about it.
It's called Paladins Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Guess what it is?
Oh, just no idea, mate.
Difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what this could
be.
I don't know. Not a fucking skill.
Well, what it is, buddy, is a 100-player battle royale mode.
Oh shit! I've
Paladins.
Heard of these before. Yeah, okay.
They've gone with something original here. They've gone with some brave, exciting new idea.
Yeah.
For their Overwatch clone,
obviously.
And it's Paladins Battlegrounds. So this is just another PUBG knockoff that we can give a burn on the console, by the looks of things.
I think I'm all right, mate.
Probably all right?
Probably all right with that. I mean, there is the twist. It's the only one with heroes or something, the tag was, or some bollocks.
The only hero battle royale game.
No, whatever. That means it's probably worse.
I'd say so.
The thing I like the idea about Battlegrounds is it's modern shooting.
And it's kind of an even playing field as well, in terms of the fact that you all go in with nothing and you just got to use your skill and your common sense. But if you're going in with, like, fucking... hero powers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no. I don't like the idea of that. That sounds shit.
It sounds bad.
Yeah.
Fair play to them for getting that off whatever that is off the ground quickly,
so I don't think we're going to report on that ever again.
It seems unlikely. Yeah. So there you go. Number 2. You'll probably remember EA and DICE mocking costumes as a reason to include pay-to-win loot crates in Battlefront 2. People were saying, why didn't you just have cosmetic stuff in there rather than guns that are better? And they said, nobody wants a pink Vader,
wants cannons.
Yeah, well, someone has now made a pink Vader. You can download it on the PC version, and it looks absolutely fantastic, buddy.
It's pretty pink and special.
It's very pink. Looks a bit like a jelly baby, I'd say.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. Like, I was trying to think of what it is. No, off the top of my head, I can't think. But like a shimmery pink, just I don't know. There's like no texture to it as well, which I think makes it even better. It's just like a shine.
It's like sort of dildo texture.
Yeah,
I'd say.
I think okay.
It's got that sort of latex sheen to it.
145 dildo texture.
Dildo texture. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, they've made that, which is funny. There we are. Next, there are heavy rumours here. Nothing's been confirmed, but apparently, a remaster of Burnout Paradise is coming to consoles this year, buddy. And I did wonder whether that was something that would interest you or not.
It's EA, mate. Boycott.
Be full of loot crates. You played a lot of that game, though, didn't you?
I did, but I've got it on PC, so fucking what, like... I just don't... Why? I'd rather have a new Burnout. Not a fucking remastered of a game that I've already played for God knows how many hours on like the 360 and PC.
What is this now? Why does everyone want to play everything again?
I don't know. It's because it's like films as well. Everything's just getting remade. I'm like, fucking just have an original idea or something. Just... I don't know, mate. Who throws a fucking shoe?
Agreed, buddy. I also don't want this to happen.
No,
because I don't care if it happens or not, because it's, as you say, it's EA just pissing their like developer talents away on something that, you know, whatever, fine.
Fucking just what was it? Crash Radio or whatever. Can't remember the DJ Atomica. He was fucking. I loved DJ Atomica. He was ace.
It was a great game. It was. It's a fantastic game, and obviously the EA have gone. We can't get anyone to make us a good Need for Speed game, so why don't we just release Burnout?
True. Well, I mean, yeah, might as well,
and it will sell.
Unfortunately,
but there we are.
Oh dear,
not really interested. We will move on.
Yeah.
HTC has announced a new HTC Vive. It is the Vive Premium.
Premium.
It features a far higher resolution screen and, crucially, a wireless adapter to get rid of that pesky cable.
That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense, because there was a very weird video games show on Bravo sort of a decade ago that had like all the logos were this like computer man with like a cable coming out his head. And ever since the Vive was launched, that's the first thing I think of every time.
Nice. I like it.
But yeah, I mean, with the way that you can move around a room with the Vive, it never made sense having a cable. It was only a matter of time before they went wireless. And this is a good move, and also means that they can knock the price further down for the entry model as well, and maybe sell some more units that way. So
nice.
There we are.
Beautiful.
And finally, from me, buddy, just a few little tidbits for our Xbox gamers, if we have any. This is that the Xbox is getting some new features. They're nothing major, but they're just quite nice. One of them is a sleep timer, so you can set, when the console turns off. If you're someone who regularly falls asleep to Netflix or something like that, then that might be quite a nice feature for you.
Nice, yeah, I like it.
The other one is a do not disturb option, so you can set your status rather than away or appear offline or whatever. You can set it to do not disturb. I don't know why you wouldn't just appear offline.
Just appear offline, mate. It's just easier, appear offline.
But when you appear offline, you do still sometimes get you can still get requests and stuff if people do send them, regardless of whether it's community messages or this, that, and the other. This basically puts your status to do not disturb and masks and hides any notifications and
that makes sense. But I mean, you could just turn your notifications off.
It's true. It's true. It's just a little feature. It's
it's nice to have these features in there, buddy. I'm not knocking.
Yeah, the big one. This is only a rumor at this point, but reliable sources. This is some sort of Xbox. I think it's like an Xbox Life thing. So it's rumored to be some sort of quests feature for just your profile on your Xbox.
Yeah.
So this involves you having like a gamer level that's kind of separate from your achievements. You earn XP for playing games, and then as you level up, you get various quests. No one really knows exactly what these quests will be yet, but it'll probably be stuff like fire up this game at this point, or play this or do this or whatever. I don't really know. But
the thing that I've seen is it says Xbox career feature, apparently.
Yeah.
And it's looking at like people that don't play a lot of varied games, so like they get rewards for just playing Xbox in a way, and it'll start. Apparently, it's linked to like loot crates as well, like for
your avatars,
stuff for avatars as well. Yeah, which
because they're doing a rebrand of the avatars again. They're
obviously
bringing out a whole new selection of those, and so it all sounds like basically bollocks, but it's all just nice integration and nice little features, especially for like kids and stuff as well.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
sounds cool. Why not?
It's a thing that may or may not happen, and
may or may not be any good.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted on that. Okay. And that is my news, buddy. So I think it's probably time to hand over to you, although we have already discussed a couple of your bits and bobs.
I
think I'll hand over to you, buddy, for my favourite section, and probably the listeners as well, I'd imagine, unless they're retarded. This is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, two things or whatever. A few things have already gone off my list. I've only got three things for you, buddy. NVIDIA is making a 65-inch gaming monitor TV thing. A big old fucking TV, 65-inch, with 4K, HDR, 120 Hz, and G-Sync.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's a beauty.
A fucking gaming TV, finally. I mean, I don't know how I feel about NVIDIA making it, but I mean, I guess it's going to have to be someone from the monitor range, like, I don't know, like Acer or whoever that make decent monitors and things that are going to have to make these large, gaming TVs, I guess you would call them.
It's an interesting concept, and I'd imagine it's going to be very expensive, but they'll come under a great deal of scrutiny, won't they, stats-wise, when they come out?
Of course they will, yeah. And
stuff like latency and pixel definition. And
you never know, this might spur on like other TV manufacturers to be like, okay, yeah, like we need to sharpen up our game mode or whatever.
Yeah, get their act together with latency stuff.
Which would be cool.
Yeah, it can only be a good thing, really, can't it?
Yeah, definitely. Twitch pays over $90 million for Overwatch League streaming rights.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Certainly is.
$90 million just for Overwatch competitive leagues or whatever it is. I mean, I guess a lot of people watch Overwatch.
I think they do, buddy. I think they do, and there's a lot of opportunities for basically any form of advertising you fancy, they're in. So, yeah. Fucking big deal that, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean... But did you see as well, also this week, that Amazon are going to fight for the Premier League, like, rights as well?
Yeah, that's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Fucking these digital companies, mate, they're going to take over the world.
It's all great news because, if there's competition, then that's been the big problem with Sky for all these
no
years.
One's like been able to fucking push them out the way, have they? Kind of thing.
But the problem is that you'll get a competitor come along and then they'll get so big for their boots. So you look at BT at the moment and suddenly all like fucking Champions League football's just gone from everyone's televisions because it's only on these channels that about 400,000 people watch, UK-wide.
Which is,
shitty.
Yeah, it is shitty. But we'll see anyway. Fucking crazy times we live in. Finally, Destiny 2 will celebrate Valentine's with the return of Crimson Days, buddy, which is the lovey-dovey two-player shit that the Destiny does. But mainly the thing that's come out is that it looks like everything once again is behind the Eververse and is not good. But then again, like I said earlier, they're going to have speaks about this tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with it. Like, they might do a U-turn on it and stuff like that. The other news that came out this week or last week was that, Destiny 2 had a reboot like 16 months before launch in development. They just scrapped it and made it again, which is fucking ace. That's probably why it's lacking so much endgame and... I don't know, mate. Every week there's more news coming out about this game that I love to play, and it's just making me sad. It's very
maybe
upsetting.
If they'd developed that game for more than 14 months, it'd run at 60 on consoles.
Yeah, who'd have thought it, mate? Who'd have thought it anyway? But yeah, I'm interested in what they're going to come up with tomorrow, so we'll see, mate. Anyway. But yeah, that's about it for me, buddy. No more news, which is good news, I guess.
Well, it's been a slow burn at the start of the year, but stuff started trickling through now. Thank you very much for your news, buddy. That was your news. And before that, it was my news, and that was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
That's out this week, buddy. What do we got?
We've got... Not very much. We've got Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. I don't know really why I'm including that. I don't normally include like re-releases and special editions and stuff.
Like all the seasons, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think the main reason I included this one is because that game was basically like a non-existent fucking shell when it originally launched. So
bad.
You should probably consider this to be the launch of the game, as in to start off with. Leaps and bounds. If you're a fan of these titles, it's apparently a very good game now when it wasn't really before. Lots of different modes, all the stuff that should have been there in the first place. And that's available as a special edition this week. We also have Anamorphine on the PS4. This is a first-person adventure walking sim-looking thing. It seems to tackle depression, and there's also seems to be some sort of dream sequences and weird sort of psychedelica in this. It's quite pretty looking, actually, and it looks quite nice, so probably worth having a look at that. I'm not sure what the price point's going to be yet, but interesting one. We also have Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth,
obviously,
Hacker's Memory.
Digimon making a big comeback in 2018.
Gibbons, buddy. This is a Digimon game for PS4 and PS Vita. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither, mate.
Don't know.
Sure thing.
It's an RPG. It's a Digimon game.
Yeah.
Also out this week, 3D Mini Golf on the PS4, buddy.
Is it as good as Ultra 3D Mini Golf?
Well, that is the question, isn't it? The two titans of mini golf will be going toe to toe after this week's release, and we shall see on that front. But yeah, I had a little look at the video of that, and it looked quite nice. A bit more down to earth than the one that we've got, perhaps. But either way, quite nice looking. And finally, this week on the Xbox One, we have Mutant Football League, buddy.
I'm just watching the video of this. This looks amazing. I need this. I need this in my life. This is fantastic.
It is a mutant NFL game. It looks like NFL Street with fatalities, basically.
I need this game, mate.
Reviewed very well on Steam.
Yeah. I'm just on like the Kickstarter page for it. Is it still going? I don't know if it's still going on Kickstarter. I think it is.
It might be stretch goals or something like that, but it's launching on Xbox One this week. No PS4 release yet, unfortunately. But
what's it saying? The thing here, it says digital copy of the game. Blah blah blah. Xbox Live and PlayStation beta access apparently this summer. Weird. The finished PC game is planned to be delivered in October 2017. Consoles will take a few months longer. Oh yeah, no, yeah. So this finished fucking ages ago.
But it said PS4 beta there? Did it?
Yeah. Apparently there was a PS4 beta.
Okay, so it's obviously on its way then.
Yeah, it does say that.
Weird. The logo looks a little bit too much like the Rocket League logo for me, just in terms of the colour and everything. And the fact that it's a shield. And the pitch and the engine and everything looks a little Rocket League-y, but we loved NFL Street, and if it's an arcadey NFL game, then I think we're probably going to get involved, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it says PS4 and Xbox One versions to follow in 2018. So yeah, it looks like it's definitely going to come to PS4.
Yeah, well, I will. I think I'll watch a few videos of that this week, just to get a bit of a taster and see what that's looking like.
Oh, it says I'm just on Destructoid. It's saying that it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One on the January 16th.
Maybe I've just been let down by my news sources then.
Maybe. Oh, mate, I wonder how much this is going to be. Probably like 25-30 quid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting. See? Oh, cool. That was actually a decent out this week, buddy, for me. I'm intrigued.
Givens, buddy. Yeah, that does look promising. It's $24.99 on Steam. So, yeah. Well, we'll see if it comes out on PS4. I can't find anywhere that says it's going to except their official page, but it probably is, because otherwise, why wouldn't it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, not terrible out this week. It's pretty shocking, but that last one looks interesting.
Compared to last week. Yeah.
That is out this week. And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with Funk. Fuckwit Corner with Funk. He's got some questions. Funk.
Has he got any questions? Say?
Yeah!
Yeah!
Funk says, yeah! Online gaming communities, parenthesis. He says, never been on my radar in my gaming life, but recently Pez and Wild Pants have got me thinking about them. Obviously Schleier's had a whale of a time with his Papa Destinies, and now I'm wondering what the scoop is. Are these things ubiquitous? Do they exist for most games? And if so, how do we get involved? Also, how hard are they to start? Would be brilliant for things like Project Cars, for instance. So yeah, this is basically what this stems from is me and Funk have played a fair few games together over the last few weeks. Certainly Pez getting quite frustrated with the sort of arseholes that we have to play on there with their shitty fucking dream teams, people taking the piss, like pausing all the time, doing like skill moves. We had some guy who did 15 rainbow kicks in a half the other night.
Of course he did.
And we're just like, what on earth?
That was actually me under my
well played, buddy.
account, mate. Yeah.
It's very skillful of you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Also, our racing games, like we love in Project Cars 2. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could play with like a grid of 15 people?
Yeah.
But
I can see
but
that.
Those people aren't cunts who are just going to knock you off the track all the time. And I think the only way really to do that is to get into a decent community where there's accountability with your fellow gamers and camaraderie and so on. So. Yeah, I mean, you've got experience of this, haven't you? And you can speak to the
I know what to do.
The joy. You've give us a little spiel, buddy, about how life-changing it's been for you gaming-wise, finding this community.
Fuck me, gaming-wise, it's been absolutely amazing. I've met some absolutely fantastic guys, like, yeah, it's just been completely different. It's changed Destiny 2 for me considerably. I think the best thing out of Destiny 2 is finding the old dad's clan, mate. It's just fucking awesome. So my advice, if you are looking for clans or, communities and stuff like that, is give it a good Google. Pretty much more than likely there'll be something out there. And it's a case of whittling it down, because before I joined the Dads of Destiny PS4 UK clan, which is the one I'm in, I joined a couple of other different clans, and some of them were based in Australia, some of them were based in the States. So for me, I was just okay, I got involved with the chat. That's another thing. Discord, join some Discord chats. Because you can just join them. Obviously, after Googling who they are, get involved with wherever they do their communicating. If it's on a forum, if it's on Discord, or if it's on Reddit or something like that. Get involved, start getting to know people there, and see if it's a fit for you. If it's not, just you can leave. There's nothing tying you down to it.
Yeah, you don't owe these people anything, do you?
No, exactly. You're just putting the feelers out, trying to find what's up. I mean, I feel like I've got very lucky with the group of guys that I've met and found on there, because they're exactly what I was looking for. But I knew what I was getting into because they had a fucking description of what they were all about. And, a lot of these places will have rules that you need to follow, whatever, there won't be stringent rules or things like that. It's just, basic, be nice. I mean, hopefully.
Decency and common sense and that sort of thing.
And that's the thing, you can whittle a lot of these clans or communities down by just what they're saying. The majority of the time they'll have their own website and things like that. You can go on and check it out. So yeah, I think that's a great idea, especially like you say with Project Cars. If we could find a Project Cars clan community or whatever to get involved with, and then be with Destiny, you've got LFG, which is Looking for Game, the website, where you can post on there and say, I'm doing the raid at 8 o'clock on Friday night or whatever, and then it puts up the space for however many more people you want to join that, and people can see that and join it. And the good thing with LFG is you can restrict your posts just to people within your clan, or you can open it up to the entire world. It's totally up to you, kind of thing. So if there's something like that for Project Cars, that would be really cool as well, because then you could organize right, we're doing whatever race is for however long at 8 o'clock Friday night, kind of thing. And I've got 15 spaces available, and then hopefully people will just start joining it. Get out there, get involved, get on Discord, find some Discord channels to join Project Cars Discord channels. Get on Reddit as well. I've been on there, it's my new favorite thing. I love it. I don't know why. There are a lot of, not haters, but, depending on... It's not as restricted as, clan chats and things like that. You will find people that will argue with you more in that, because obviously it's an open forum. But yeah, you'll still find people that... there will be a Project Cars Reddit just for Project Cars. I joined the Ghost Recon Reddit subreddit this week as well, because I was I'm getting into this game a bit now, and see if there's anyone kicking about on there. It's not massively active, but yeah, there's people are posting stuff on there every day, which is kind of cool. I saw someone posted up a video of they booted into a 4v4 ranked mode, and 2 of them got spawned in as snipers. I'm like, wow, check that out. That happened.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Check
God, that's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a whole world of opportunities of actual decent people out there. It just might take a while to find them.
Absolutely. I really like the idea of, as you say, especially racing, because
it'd be so cool.
It's just impossible to play these racing games without getting bumped into and having the fun completely destroyed.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, definitely up for getting involved on that. Really good point. And very interesting. Exciting 2018, buddy.
Gibbons.
Sweet. Thanks for that, Funk. Every week, we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the JfG Podcast at gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk. And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we want to know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We want to know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show. And a couple of people have got on the show, buddy, and one of them is our glorious benefactor, JJ.
Yeah, he's still listening.
Yeah. Was this on the actual Street Beat?
This was actually, Street Beat on our website, the jfgpodcast.co.uk.
Oh, yeah, you can go on there and you find our Street Beat section and you can get on the show as well, just like JJ has.
Indeed.
It's a beautiful website. It's beautiful. Do you want me to read this, buddy?
Yeah, go for it, buddy. I'm a retard.
Okay, you'll have to explain this to listeners who didn't necessarily know the history of it afterwards, but I'll just go for it for now. JJ says, haha, caught in the cookie jar, buddy. For someone who has little time, Destiny 2 eliminated a lot of grind, but at the same time put too much behind the microtransactions. PC is a fucking ghost town. They really fucked it when 3 weeks after release they locked content behind the DLC. So yeah, I still wanted to try the raid and my 11-year-old wanted it for Christmas. Have to admit, keep jumping into the Crucible screaming, "You had 3 months to prepare for me!" Felt damn good, but then after a week I started to remember how meta Crucible is. Anyway, still haven't done the raid. Tried New Year's Eve, but combine a couple of bottles of mead and a 12er of IPA with the dogs. Insta-death. And no matter how much Destiny you played with people, they get bent.
Yeah, so obviously he's referencing last week where I was like, I'm pretty sure JJ's got Destiny on PS4 now, as well as PC, and yeah. I caught him, buddy.
Gibbons,
caught me
so
in
yeah. So yeah, his kid wanted it, and then he obviously wanted to try the raid because he'd obviously heard a lot about it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good raid, and obviously he's got to the dogs, and yeah, no, they're tough, buddy. If you don't know what you're doing with the dogs, and obviously after all that booze as well, it's not going to go down well. No. Yeah. He's got some valid points there, has like the grind to get up to max light and everything, or max power, whatever it is now, I don't know. It's completely gone now, really. You can get up there quite quickly. I do like the fact that, he's jumping back into the Crucible, screaming at people. It's nice.
It's pretty special.
But yeah, it's sad to think, obviously, yeah, the whole fact that Bungie fucked it again like they did with the first one with, as soon as the DLC comes out, it's like, you can't do the Nightfall, you can't do all the weekly reset stuff that, that keeps you coming back to Destiny. It's just no, if you haven't got the fucking DLC, you can't do it. Obviously they've revoked that now, and you can, unless say Trials of the Nine. No, it's not that, is it? Yeah, it's Trials of the Nine this time. Is using one of the DLC maps for multiplayer, then obviously if you haven't got that map, you can't play it, which it should have fucking been since day dot. They shouldn't hold you back from doing something that you can do just because you haven't purchased the DLC. But,
They just shouldn't be gating anything.
No,
at all.
Well, I understand, obviously, like I just said, if this week's Nightfall strike, which is the intense strike, if they're using the strike from the DLC, and you don't have that DLC, then yeah, fuck it, you can't. Do it.
So there should be 2.
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
with that. There should be 2.
I don't understand.
Yeah, they should be an alternative for it. Yeah,
they made this system like this is a self-imposed fucking thing for them. Like they should have had a contingency for that, but they didn't want one because they wanted to fuck people into buying their content.
It's like how they did with what was it, like the Prestige, where they bumped the light up, like you have to be like a minimum of 330 or something. So it's like, well, I'm immediately fucked. I can't get the Prestige achievement now because I can't get up to 330 because I haven't got the DLC. So what they did, they took it down to 300. I'm like, well, that's fucking stupid because I'm 330. Like, why can't I do one at 330? You know,
they just can't
just have the option to fucking do it at 300 or at 330. It's that simple.
Their explanations are 100% of the time complete fucking cock rot, and they just fuck everyone over left, right, and centre. It was always going to happen, and nothing's going to change. It's just bullshit.
I don't know. I feel like changes are coming, buddy.
I can't imagine a world in which I gave less of a shit about it.
Obviously.
It's incredible. And that's not to like give a kicking to people who are enjoying themselves, but it's just like you either jump in on all of the lore and stuff or you don't, or you know, like I work all day on a computer. I don't want to research systems, understand all the intricate stuff that Bungie's creating.
Yeah,
presumably to make more money for their coffers.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me. But yeah, no, I can totally understand why JJ wanted to get in on the raid, and maybe the US Dad Clan might be a good shout for JJ, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I'm just thinking from like a time difference kind of thing, you know. Fair play. Well, thanks so much, JJ, for that, and as my good friend Ash just said to you, buddies, you can get on the show as well with old JFG Street Beat.
Indeed.
On the JFG Podcast website.
Indeed.
Finally, buddy, just a quick shout out to a new Twitter follower this week. We got John Boy following us now. Welcome to the party, pal. He also popped us a nice tweet this week to say, another quality podcast. Cheers, chum.
John Boy's ace.
There you go. Nice to get a follow from someone who isn't a fake porn lady account, buddy. It's nice. It's nice when I'm out at the pub on a Sunday and it says, you got a new Twitter follower, Jane96542. And I'm like, oh, I wonder who this Jane is.
Yeah.
And I click on her and it's just her gash. She's just stretching it out. No, there you go.
Full out.
And
nice.
a comment saying, like, ready to fuck. And I'm like,
nice.
You don't seem like a conventional podcast listener to me, Jane. So, yeah, nice to have a real person. Yeah. Welcome, John Boy, and thanks so much for listening.
Gibbons, buddy.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 145, with a questionable name for this that just made me laugh because I read it once again and remembered it. Have you had a nice time?
Yeah, I've had a lovely time. I feel more awake now than I did when I started, which is nice.
That's perfect for bedtime.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I've sipped a couple of beers now. I'm feeling much better. I'm good.
Glad to hear it, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got an email today. 30 days until our podcast website dies.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna put a little cheeky plug. If you want, buddies, you can give us a donation for our website. You know, just, you know.
You're more than welcome to. You can find the ways to do that via PayPal.
On our website, the PayPal icon there. I mean, it's incredibly rare of us to ask for money, and, you know, fuck it. Why should you give us money? We're a bunch of cunts.
We can fucking cover this. Don't worry about it. But if you do want to, then fill your booze.
I did check the old Steam Labs. Like, it shows us like the donations over the past year and stuff like that. £11 this year, buddy. Fucking
that's beautiful.
Smashed it.
That basically covers all our hosting fees.
Well, it definitely covers the cost of the web domain. So thank you very much, guys. You are paying for our web domain this year. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's very kind of you. And everyone who supports us, even just by sending us stuff so that the show isn't 10 minutes long.
To be honest, I'd rather just like people just get in contact and send us questions. That'd be way better. So,
Gibbons.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do either or. You can go onto our website and then you could maybe sort of spin the dice there. Spin the dice.
Yeah.
Roll the wheel.
Roll the wheel. Spin the dice. Yeah.
Spin the dice. And,
so that's what you're doing
maybe donate or maybe just give us a question. One or the other. Fuck me. It's getting late. I'm going to fuck off. I suspect I'll sign off first so that, this has a relatively straightforward conclusion. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, our Facebook, which is Facebook.com/the JfG Podcast. Our Twitter handle, as John Boy knows, is at the JfG Podcast. We're also on 3 video streaming sites and no more. There aren't any more anyway. YouTube, we're on there. Twitch.tv /the JfG Podcast, and Mixer.com, aka Beam.fucking-pro. We're on there as well. Come get involved with our PlayStation community buddies. You can find us on there. Just search the JfG Podcast. We're on SoundCloud, SoundCloud /Just for Gamers, if you want to listen to an episode from several millennia ago. And we are also on Google Plus, if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time. Until then, I have been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook /the JfG Podcast, or Twitter, where we are at the JfG Podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.